What is today? Peanut butter is a perfect food, and on March 1st, we honor that perfection with National Peanut Butter Lovers Day. The earliest reference to peanut butter can be traced to Aztec and Inca civilizations, who ground roasted peanuts into a paste. However, several people can be credited with the invention of modern peanut butter and the processes involved in making it. American doctor, nutritionist, and cereal pioneer John Harvey Kellogg filed a patent for a proto-peanut butter in 1895. Kellogg's food compound involved boiling nuts and grinding them into an easy digestible paste for patients at the Battle Creek Sanitarium. Modern peanut enthusiasts would likely find Kellogg's compound bland, as the taste has been perfected over a century. Joseph Lambert, an employee of Kellogg's Sanitarium, may have been the first person to make the doctor's peanut butter. Lambert invented a machinery to roast and grind peanuts on a larger scale. Peanut butter toast for breakfast, peanut butter sandwiches for lunch, peanut butter ice cream for dessert. Share and celebrate peanut butter with the peanut butter lovers in your life. Today, it is estimated that there are 3 million homeless cats who enter animal shelters in the United States each year, who are just waiting and hoping for a family to take them in and love them. International Rescue Cat Day is observed on March 2nd every year to raise awareness for the cause and bring humans into a life-giving and love-giving relationship with these adorable and delightful furry creatures. International Rescue Cat Day was founded by Yorkshire Cat Rescue in England, and its first observance was in 2019. The day takes place at the beginning of International Rescue Cat Awareness Month and is a perfect time to launch a few weeks that pay special attention to the plight of sweet furry cats who need a home and a family to take care for them. To adopt a cat, you just need to visit a pet adoption agency, and after the agency does its due diligence and everything checks out, they then go ahead with the adoption, or consider volunteering at a local shelter, or perhaps if you're allergic, make a donation to the cause. Anything you could do would be perfect. What is today? Just when you think we've come across the most bizarre holidays or observations, we come upon National If Pets Had Thumbs Day on March 3rd. I mean, this is actually a thing. Big surprise here, but ongoing research has not yet identified the creator or the origin of this day. Both this and the meaning of life seem to be indefinite questions with no answer. We cover a lot of days that involve pets on this channel, so why not another one? Those videos always generate the most hits, views, and likes. What can I say? We love our pets. What if your dog could use a hairbrush? What if your cat could serve its own food? What if your rhinoceros could crochet? This is just assuming any of you have a rhinoceros as a pet. What if your pet was just all thumbs? On March 3rd, National If Pets Had Thumbs Day, we are given the opportunity to imagine what life would be like if our fuzzy little friends had that extra digit. What would they use it for? Let the ideas flow. What is today? March 4th is the only day on the calendar that's also a military command. March 4th. The person responsible for making March 4th a special day to remember those in uniform come courtesy of Adrienne Sue Coopersmith, who CNN describes as a self-proclaimed premier eventologist for America. She began this journey more than 3 decades ago and founded Hug a GI Day in 1996. Hug a GI Day was created to honor all who serve. It doesn't single out any branch of service, but encourages family, friends, and strangers to show their appreciation for those who serve and have served. Of course, you may want to ask before you throw out a hug. A fist or elbow bump are acceptable alternatives. I happen to know one of those GIs and strong ladies who served in the Air Force, and I dedicate this video to her, and sure as hell want to give her a hug today and every day. What is today? You get 2 videos for the price of 1. I'm going to create my first day observance and call it Adrienne Sue Coopersmith Day. No, unofficially on March 4th, or officially on this channel anyways. If you watch the video I just posted today, you'll know Adrienne is responsible for making March 4th National Hug a GI Day. According to CNN report, Adrienne describes herself as the self-proclaimed premier eventologist for America. She's quite the character while researching her. Eventology is organizing activities that people want to either hold, participate in, or attend, from as simple as setting up a neighborhood children's party to presenting a major theatrical extravaganza. One CNN report says Coopersmith has founded nearly 2,000 holidays, or holidates as she calls them. She began this journey more than 3 decades ago, so if you've been wondering where all these obscure observations and holidays I cover come from, I spotlight on this channel. It's from people like Adrienne, and we honor her today. I'll leave a link to her CNN article down in the description, as well as a WGN News YouTube interview. What is today? Cinco de Marco is celebrated every year on March 5th. According to the official Cinco de Marco website, the day was created in 2007. It marks the beginning of a 12-day period when people train their livers for drinking huge amounts of alcohol on St. Patrick's Day. Cinco de Marco is a made-up holiday with lighthearted origins. It is the invention of a man who goes by the name of Carlos Fantastico. As legend tells it, in 2007, while dining at a Mexican restaurant, the matador Fantastico was enjoying his margarita. A thought came to him. He was at a Mexican restaurant enjoying a Mexican drink, but the decor around him was green and St. Patrick's Day was less than a fortnight away. He imagined a holiday that would celebrate the best of both cultures, and thus the idea of Cinco de Marco was born. Contrary to popular belief, Cinco de Marco isn't about excessive drinking. Fantastico believes that it is a celebration of finding your limits. Even though Cinco de Marco is a celebration of drinking, it is advisable to drink safely. What is today? The Day of the Dude is celebrated annually by followers of Dudism, a religion, philosophy, lifestyle inspired by the Coen brothers cult film The Big Lebowski, which was released in North America on March 6th of 1998. The Big Lebowski was not immediately a box office success. The movie was met with mixed reactions and reviews. The film grossed $18 million in the United States, just above its $15 million budget. Over time, this comedy has risen in critics' estimation. It has managed to garner a cult following of people who want to emulate the lifestyle of the protagonist. In the movie, the dude is a single easygoing man who chooses to enjoy the small pleasures of everyday life. He enjoys bowling and drinking White Russians. The part is exceptionally played by actor Jeff Bridges. The love for the movie caused some enthusiasts to embrace the lifestyle of a philosophy called dudism. These enthusiasts can be referred to as dudists. So happy Day of the Dude, dudes. What is today? Alexander Graham Bell Day is celebrated on March 7th every year. It was on this day that Bell was granted a patent for transmitting vocal or other sounds telegraphically. You know, the telephone. Alexander Graham Bell, born Alexander Bell on March 3rd, 1847, was a Scottish-born inventor, scientist, and engineer who is credited with patenting the first practical telephone. He also co-founded the American Telephone and Telegraph Company, or what you probably know as AT&T, in 1885. Bell's father, grandfather, and brother had all been associated with work on allocation and speech, and both his mother and wife were deaf, profoundly influencing Bell's life's work. His research on hearing and speech further led him to experiment with hearing devices, which eventually culminated in Bell being awarded the first U.S. patent for the telephone on March 7, 1876. Telephones have become such an important part of our society today, and many innovations in communication have been made since then. What is today? International Women's Day is a global day celebrating the historical, cultural, and political achievements of women. On March 8th, this day is also observed in support of taking action against gender inequality around the world. The turn of the 20th century, great unrest and critical debate were occurring amongst women. Women's oppression and inequality were spurring women to become more vocal and active in campaigning for change. Then, in 1908, 15,000 women marched through New York City demanding shorter hours, better pay, and voting rights. In 1910, a second international conference of working women was held in Copenhagen. A woman named Clara Zetkin, leader of the Women's Office for the Social Democratic Party in Germany, tabled the idea of an International Women's Day. She proposed that every year in every country there should be a celebration on the same day, a Women's Day, to press their demands. There was a unanimous approval, and thus here is International Women's Day as the result. What is today? Bang Clang Day is observed on March 9th every year to commemorate the Battle of Hampton Roads that took place during the Civil War in 1862. The battle is a historic one as it was the first to be fought between two ironclad ships. An ironclad is a steam-propelled warship protected by iron or steel armor plates constructed from 1859 to the early 1890s. The Battle of Hampton Roads, also referred to as the Battle of the Monitor and Merrimack, rebuilt and renamed as the CSS Virginia, was fought over 2 days, March 8th and 9th, at Hampton Roads. The battle was part of the effort of the Confederacy to break the Union blockade, which had cut off Virginia's largest cities and major industrial centers, Norfolk and Richmond, from international trade. The two ironclads fought for about 3 hours, with neither being able to inflict significant damage on the other. The duel ended indecisively, Virginia returning to her home at the Gosport Navy Yard and Monitor to her station defending Minnesota. What is it today? That's my best Mario accent. We celebrate Mario Day on March 10th each year because March 10th, written as MAR10, looks like Mario's name. Mario is a character created by Japanese video game designer Shigeru Miyamoto. He is the title character of the video franchise of the same name and the mascot of Japanese video game company Nintendo. The friendly mustache Mario character was initially released by Nintendo in 1985. And doesn't that make you feel old? It sure as hell makes me feel old. I was 15 years old. I'm now 52. Yikes. Since then, Mario has appeared in around 200 different games, and the Mario games have claimed the title of best-selling video game series in history, beating out popular competitors such as Pokemon. Depicted as a short, pudgy Italian plumber who resides in Mushroom Kingdom, his adventures generally center on rescuing Princess Peach from Koopa villain Bowser. Mario has access to a variety of power-ups that give him different abilities, but hey, don't we all? What is today between urban myths, legends, and recent conspiracy theories? There's a lot of debunking you could do on March 11th, on Debunking Day. In a large, fast-paced world like ours, it's easy for information to be misconstrued and lost in falsity. A day like this helps us gain a little more clarity on some of the myths and false news we hear every day. The originator Rob Brezsny sees himself as a master of curiosity who is on a mission to save people from the genocide of imagination. Rob Brezsny is an American astrologer, author, and musician. His weekly horoscope column, Free Will Astrology, formerly Real Astrology, has been published since 1980, and by 2010 was syndicated in around 120 periodicals. According to Brezsny, it's easy to direct scorn at targets like Bigfoot, UFOs, and the face on Mars. On Debunking Day, we'll warm up with witty slams against them, then move on to the real sacred cows like Cult of Science, Cult of Materialism, and the Cult of Pop Nihilism. What is today? Are we about to embrace a change in history as we know it? Ahead of daylight savings time, U.S. Senator Marco Rubio reintroduced the Sunshine Protection Act of 2023. The legislation would end the antiquated practice of changing clocks twice a year. Time zones in the U.S. began in the late 1800s to help railroad companies coordinate along time and to reduce the likelihood of trains crashing due to differences in how time was kept. The government didn't alter time zones until 1918 with the passage of the Standard Time Act of 1918. At that time, the Interstate Commerce Commission, which regulated railroads at the time, was put in charge of time zones. In 1918, the agency started the first instance of daylight savings time in the U.S. to help conserve fuel and power during World War I. The idea was that shifting time to get more daylight hours would reduce the need for lighting. After the war's conclusion, daylight savings time was abolished nationally, with some states continuing the practice. It's an idea that time has passed, pun intended. What is today? National Napping Day, observed March 13th, encourages people all over the world to remember the benefits from youth and take a little time out of the day for a much-needed rest. The history of napping comes as an age-old tradition. In fact, in certain cultures, napping was something that almost everyone would tend to do in the middle of the afternoon. For instance, the siesta continues to present itself as a time-honored tradition in Spain that happens right after the afternoon meal and has been a practice basically since time began. National Napping Day was created in 1999 by a Boston University professor and his wife. William Anthony, PhD, and his wife Camille Anthony created this holiday to spread awareness of the importance of getting enough sleep and its benefits. The holiday was meant to help make up for the amount of sleep lost when the hour changed from yesterday. The date was chosen because studies have shown that people are already at their most tired and sleep deprived after daylight savings changes. The change of the hour really makes a difference, but National Napping Day can make you feel like there was no change at all. What is today? Pi Day is an annual celebration of the mathematical constant pi. Pi Day is observed on March 14th since 3, 1, and 4 are the first three significant figures of pi. It was founded in 1988 by Larry Shaw, an employee of the San Francisco, California Science Museum, the Exploratorium. Shaw linked March 14th with the first digits of pi, 3.14, in order to organize a special day to bond with the Exploratorium staff together, where he offered fruit pies and tea to everyone starting at 1:59 p.m. The following three digits of the value. Pi is a mathematical constant that is the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter, approximately equal to 3.14159. The value of pi was first calculated by Archimedes of Syracuse several thousand years ago. Pi Day became an annual exploratorium tradition that still goes on today, and it didn't take long for the idea to grow exponentially, hitting a peak on March 12th of 2009 when the U.S. Congress declared it a national holiday. What is today? Beware the Ides of March, or at least be aware of when the Ides takes place, March 15th. And also, if your name happens to be Julius Caesar, the Ides are specifically the 15th day of the months of March, May, July, or October, and the 13th day of the remaining months. The Ides of March is the 74th day in the Roman calendar, corresponding to March 15th. It was marked by several religious observances and was notable in Rome as a deadline for settling debt each month in the Roman Empire, and generally included the 7 days preceding the Ides for this purpose. No doubt debtors who could not pay their debts considered the Ides to be unlucky days, as they were typically thrown in prison or forced into slavery. In 44 BC, it became notorious as the date of the assassination of Julius Caesar, which made the Ides of March a turning point in Roman history. Contrary to popular superstitious beliefs surrounding its origins, Ides simply marks the first day of the full moon in every month, typically falling between the 13th and 15th. What is today? Everything You Do Is Right Day is celebrated on March 16th every year, and the day comes a day after Everything You Think Is Wrong Day, which I don't know about you, but for me that seems like every day. I just spilled my coffee, but I did it correctly. We screw up, we do stupid things, we make mistakes. We can't constantly beat ourselves up on a daily basis. Sometimes we just turn out to be our worst enemies and our biggest critics. Today is for positive thoughts. Today is to give yourself a fucking break. Everything You Do Is Right Day reminds us that everything will be all right, no matter what happened yesterday. Today can be its own bright day. You can apologize for a wrong. You can fix a mistake. You can be positive that you do your best. Nothing can go wrong today because everything you do is right. And it's going to be a perfect day on Everything You Do Is Right Day. Make it a good one. What is today? That's a terrible Irish accent. St. Patrick's Day, or the Feast of St. Patrick, is a cultural and religious celebration held on March 17th, the traditional death date of St. Patrick, believed to have lived between the 4th and 6th centuries. The foremost patron saint of Ireland, St. Patrick wasn't even Irish. It is believed that he was born in Roman Britain into a wealthy Romano-British family. According to a document called the Confession, believed to be written by much older St. Patrick, he explains that the age of 16, he was kidnapped by Irish raiders and taken as a slave to Gaelic Ireland. St. Patrick indicated God told him to flee to the coast, where a ship would be waiting to take him home. After making his way home, Patrick went on to become a priest. According to tradition, Patrick returned to Ireland to convert the pagan Irish to Christianity. Over the following centuries, many legends grew up around Patrick, and he became the Ireland's foremost saint. As far as everything associated with St. Patrick's Day as we know it today was just made up over centuries along the way. What is today? On March 18th, we recognize National Awkward Moments Day. This is an annual day that every person can relate to. We have all had our awkward moments from time to time. They are part of life, and they just happen. Your first day at school, your first kiss, a Tinder date, thinking someone is waving at you, but they're really waving at someone else, walking in on your parents while having sex, super awkward, telling a joke and no one laughing, a friend or loved one getting you a gift you do not want, approaching someone in a hall and you get in each other's path, farting in public and you pretend it isn't you, but everyone is looking at you. My most awkward moment, well, recently, but there's so many, taking a big gulp of Diet Pepsi from a bottle I had put out my cigar in a day earlier. Yuck. Yeah, super awkward. Tell me your most awkward or any awkward moment you had in your life in the comments, and hey, I don't judge. What is today? National Automatic Door Day. Okay, it's celebrated on March 19th every year. Doors are a safe and entertaining gateway to all sorts of places, so it's only fitting that we celebrate the mighty automatic door on this day. The American Association of Automatic Door Manufacturers established National Automatic Door Day. That's a thing. The International Building Code says public entrances in all facilities, from restaurants to college dormitories, must have an automated door. As the name signifies, this day is to celebrate the automated doorways that guard the entrances to multiple places, hospitals, buildings, and malls being some of them. Another aim of this day, unite manufacturers and others across the automatic door industry, I suppose. I guess make it a point to visit buildings that have automatic doors, walk through a slider, stroll through a swing door, and if you see a push plate or wave plate, by all means use it. This is so silly. Have the door open for you and think automatic doors are awesome. Hey, I've done weirder things. What is today? When does spring start? In 2023, the official first day of spring is Monday, March 20th. And hey, that's today. This date marks the spring equinox in the Northern Hemisphere. Spring, also known as springtime, is one of the 4 temperate seasons succeeding winter and preceding summer. Spring gives ideas of rebirth, rejuvenation, renewal, resurrection, and regrowth. The first day of spring varies slightly yearly depending on the tilt of the Earth in relation to the Sun, an uneven number of days and seasons, among other factors. In the Northern Hemisphere, we mark the beginning of spring when the sun crosses the equator line and it tilts toward the sun, bringing an increase of daylight hours and warmer temperatures, recording about equal length in day and night, about 12 hours. During winter, the Earth shifts away from the sun. Today is spring, time to watch the natural world wake up and revive after being dormant for a few months. Our days start getting longer, flowers begin to bloom, and warmer weather allows us to spend more time enjoying the great outdoors. What is today? The Big Bang Day is observed on March 21st every year to mark the anniversary of the Planck collaboration's first all-sky map. The astute discovery presented a coherent selection of cosmic microwave background radiation and confirmed the standard model of cosmology. The Planck mission was designed to study ancient radiation from the Big Bang that aimed to better understand the origin of the universe and the formation of galaxies. Planck was a space observatory operated by the European Space Agency from 2009 to 2013, which mapped the anisotropies of the cosmic microwave background at microwave and infrared frequencies with high sensitivity and small angular resolution. On March 21st of 2013, over 15 months of observation came to fruition when the European Space Agency released an all-sky map that traced the oldest existing light in the universe. And the first Big Bang Day was celebrated by enthusiasts. The day marks the turning point in our study of the Big Bang Theory, forever changing the cosmic calendar and the realm of interterrestrial discovery.
You don't understand. Chicken is my life.
Welcome to the William Shatner School of Acting, where we'll perform where no one has performed before.
Normally, Shatner talks at a pretty lightning fast pace. He's William Shatner, he's talking. And when sometimes the lines aren't as obvious to him, he slows down. Becomes more deliberate in his approach. Until he gets it, then he's back spinning up again and talking.
Towards a hostile planet. I'm hoping that Scotty will be able to activate the backup control system. God, I feel so...
I don't know what they're doing. He says they're doing an impression of you. And I don't see it. I don't.
What is that? That's not me. I don't think.
What is today? Observed each year on March 23rd, National Puppy Day celebrates the unconditional love and affection puppies bring to our lives. Their cuddles and wiggles make us smile, and without a doubt, there are squeals of delight when there are puppies around. The puppy in this video I filmed at one of my stops I made this past week through my job. Never got her name. She was a good helper, coming over often to make sure I was doing a good job. National Puppy Day, established in 2006, founded by Colleen Page. Colleen Page first brought adoption awareness to a national level with National Dog Day in 2004, which was later adopted by the New York State Legislature in 2013. Colleen Page is considered one of America's leading pet and family lifestyle experts. National Puppy Day is a special day to celebrate the magic and unconditional love that puppies bring to our lives, but more importantly, it's a day to help save orphan puppies across the globe and educate the public about the horrors of puppy mills. What is today? And it's a long one. National Each Person is a Person of Worth Day is observed annually on March 24th and focuses on the significance of recognizing the value of others and the effect this recognition has on the other person. It's interesting I write this as I watch a YouTube video produced by Eric K. Swanson. I'll have that link in the description. Eric's videos document the homeless in the interesting and unusual ways to how they live and survive. So what's their value? Today's celebration reminds us that not only is self-worth a universal characteristic, but so is the way we evaluate the worth of others. This day seeks to encourage individuals to recognize the value of those around them and, by extension, to appreciate their own. It's not a contest. We all have worth. We all contribute in different ways to the world. The thought that those who have more money, more land, more beauty, naturally becoming more prosperous and powerful in life is kind of pretty silly. Be who you are because you are worth it. Be prosperous and happy in your own way because you are a person of worth. What is today? The Tolkien Society established Tolkien Reading Day in 2003 after Sean Kirst, a newspaper columnist in Syracuse, New York, suggested the holiday. The purpose of the observance is to honor the vast literary work of John Reynold Royal? I don't even know how to say that. J.R.R. Tolkien is his name, father of the high fantasy genre, and to encourage educators and library groups to advance Tolkien reading in their communities, ensure people have access to his works. March 25th was chosen as the date to celebrate annually because it marks the date of Sauron's defeat, a key evil character in Lord of the Rings. Kirst has organized Tolkien Reading Day every year since 2008. J.R.R. Tolkien lived from January 3rd, 1892 until September 2nd of 1973. Tolkien was an English writer, poet, philologist, and university professor. He was best known as the author of the classic works The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Tolkien has published more than 30 books. The author has sold more than 150 million copies of Lord of the Rings trilogy, and the number continues to grow. What is today, Live Long and Prosper Day, has been celebrated on Leonard Nimoy's birthday every year since 2017, when it was created by artist Matt McCarthy as a project for Make Up Your Own Holiday Day, also celebrated on March 26th. Live Long and Prosper, or LLAP, is a Vulcan blessing, which was devised by Leonard Nimoy, who played the half-Vulcan science officer Mr. Spock in the Star Trek series. The salute debuted in the Season 2 episode Amok Time. Live Long and Prosper is an abbreviated version of a traditional Jewish religious blessing. It came to a wider public in the Star Trek TV series. The phrase was the spoken greeting blessing that accompanied the hand gesture called the Vulcan salute. Leonard Nimoy was born in 1931 and was the brilliant actor who played Captain Spock for nearly 5 decades, garnering his numerous awards, a place among TV Guide's 50 best characters, and millions of fans worldwide. So make sure today on March 26th, you live long and prosper. What is today? International Scribble Day is observed on March 27th annually, and it is all about celebrating the creativity and the art associated with scribbling, which anyone can do regardless of their artistic abilities. The history of International Scribble Day itself doesn't go back too far, as the date was recently founded by Diane Elber, author of the book I'm Not Just a Scribble. The book is about kindness and compassion represented by a cute character, Scribble, and encourages children to create art regardless of their abilities. Diane posted on Facebook about the idea of starting National Scribble Day and got some very positive feedback from teachers, so she went with it. This day is often celebrated in schools where children gather for various activities to create their own scribble. National Scribble Day is a wonderful opportunity to encourage practice doodle because every artist starts with a scribble. I'm not a particularly good artist, I'm pretty awful by general standards, but I sure can heck scribble with the best of them. Get out those crayons and markers and scribble yourself silly. Bring out your inner artist on International Scribble Day. What is today? Appreciate the Circus on Barnum and Bailey Day, celebrated annually on March 28th. Founded by Phineas Barnum and James Bailey, the Barnum and Bailey Circus was the center of thrilling entertainment for millions of viewers for over a century of its existence. The American circus was revolutionized by P.T. Barnum and William Coomer and Coop, who launched the traveling P.T. Barnum's Museum, Menagerie and Circus, the first freak show, in the 1870s. Independently of Costello and Coop, James Anthony Bailey had teamed up with James E. Cooper to create the Cooper and Bailey Circus in the 1860s. As Bailey's circus was outperforming his, Barnum sought to merge the circuses. The two groups agreed to combine their shows on March 28, 1881. With weakening attendance, many animal rights protests, and high operating costs, the circus performed its final show on May 21st of 2017. On May 18th of 2022, after a 5-year hiatus, Field Entertainment announced that the circus would resume touring in fall of 2023, but without animals. What is today? Honestly, I had no idea what the hell a manatee was or the fact they even existed. The beauty of making videos for this channel is that I learn something new every single day. We celebrate Manatee Appreciation Day on the last Wednesday on March 29th this year, to raise awareness for the endangered sea cows who are quickly falling victim to pollution, global warming, and hunting. Did you know manatees weigh as much as 1,200 pounds but survive on seagrass alone, and that they have no natural enemy? I didn't, because I didn't even know they were a thing. Manatees can prevent vegetation from becoming overgrown, and they consume water hyacinth and other invasive species, improving the health of the ecosystem. Manatees are also an important source of fertilization for sea grasses and other submerged aquatic vegetation. Seems pretty damn important, so let's get our shit together and protect these beautiful creatures. Manatee Appreciation Day was birthed by the world's leading manatee conservation organization, Save the Manatee Club, founded in 1981 by songwriter Jimmy Buffett and former U.S. Senator Bob Graham. What is today? I'm not really sure there should be an official day for this, but there's an official day for this. What is your favorite chore beyond doing dishes and cleaning windows? Well, folding laundry, of course. What good fun. Don't get this confused with National Laundry Day. Now, that's April 15th. It's National Folding Laundry Day, and that's on March 30th. It's a tragedy when people get those two confused. So that growing pile of clothes you haven't folded yet? The pile that's sitting on your chair in the room, on your bed, or that you haven't even taken out of the dryer yet? What the hell's wrong with you? It's time to iron those clothes, fold them up neatly, and put them back in your closet where they belong. Get off your ass. National Folding Laundry Day was established in 2020 by Allison J. Carter, a blogger and mother of 3 who wanted to celebrate the importance of clean clothes and good housekeeping. The day is meant to recognize the often overlooked task of folding laundry and to encourage people to take pride in their homes and their domestic responsibilities. I have no idea what folding laundry has to do with any of that. I don't know. As long as you're wearing clothes, what the hell's the difference? Do whatever the hell you want to do on National Folding Laundry Day. What is today, you may ask? Crayola Crayon Day is my answer, and it is celebrated on March 31st every year. This holiday will undoubtedly be as colorful as it can be, with over 120 colors in Crayola's collection. Crayola LLC, formerly the Binney & Smith Company, is an American manufacturing company specializing in art supplies. It is known for its brand Crayola and is best known for its crayons. According to the official website, Crayola crayons were invented by Binney & Smith in 1902 and first offered for sale in 1903. Alice Steed Binney, a school teacher and wife of co-founder Edwin Binney, suggested the company manufacture an inexpensive alternative to imported crayons of that era. Crayola crayons are made primarily from paraffin, wax, and color pigment. Crayola brand celebrates its 120th anniversary this year, and today they manufacture over 3 billion crayons each year in 120 different colors. That's a lot of colors. Stay within the lines on Crayola Crayon Day.